Hello and welcome to Habit Creativity. So today we will be learning how to sew this bag. We've already cut it out. So the link to where we cut it will be dropped in this video description. So these are the things we will be needing for today's class. We need our zip cloth. We'll be making use of a taping, a cord, then a belt. We need our school bag adjuster. We need our zip head and a cartoon character. So these are the basic things we'll be needing for this class. I'll be making use of a tapeter as well, though it's not necessary for you. So the first part we'll be making here is the back part of our school bag. So take your bag handle together with the foam and lining that we cut the other time. So place your leather at the upper part, your foam will be at the middle while your lining will be at the last part. Then take your belt, use your belt to wrap it from the back to the front, just like you see me doing here. So cover it from the back part to the front and place it on your machine to sew it down. So when sewing, make sure you follow the shape of your bag handle. Where it is straight, make your hand straight. Where it is curved, make your hand curve. So just follow your pattern. If you are coming across this channel for the first time, make sure you subscribe to get notified whenever a class is being dropped, and give this video a like and a comment after watching. Thank you for watching. So just make your bag handle, follow what I'm doing here. So you see that at the curve part, I raise up my machine so as to follow the shape at that down part that is curved, so as to get a smooth sewing. Just follow the shape of your leather. So after finishing this one, you repeat the same thing for the other handle of your bag. You know your bag has two hands. Just repeat the same process, and that's all for the bag hand. So the next thing will be for the triangular shape we cut out, that we said we will contain the bed that will carry the bag. So cut a bed of 15 inches into two places. You know we have two of the triangular shape objects. So cut 15 inches in two places. Just follow the prompt. It's very easy to understand. So cut it into two. Then take one part of this your triangular shape together with the lining. You might decide to sew your lining down. You place your leather on it. You can sew each round for easy sewing. But as for me, I'm just going to, the longer part of it, I'm going to fold it into two like this. And I'm going to put my belt into the space between the two folds, in between the two folds. So just watch me as I do that. It's really easy. So just like you see me doing it here, follow that step and you are going to get something perfect. So make sure you top stitch your sewing so that it doesn't lose. You know that's where we carry the load, so you have to top stitch very well. So repeat the same process for the other part, the second triangular shape. So repeat the same thing for it as well. Top stitch. So after sewing, you are going to be turning it out. Just turn it inside out, the two. So just follow this step. The way you see me turning it out, I'm trying to let you see it very well. I hope you can see what I'm doing very well. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more tutorials on bag making. So you can use your scissors to pull the points out very well so everything comes out easily. So after this, you are going to be stop stitching the area, the two-sided that you sew. You are going to be stop stitching it. So just follow the prompt, follow how I'm doing it. It's really easy to get. This is just to get something flat. When you sew it down, it make it flat. And when you are sewing on your leather, make sure you apply your machine oil. It makes sewing very easy for you. So you see at the edge, raise up your machine foot so you could easily maneuver through the leather to get what you want. You can see that I already have a flat shape. It's not bulky like it was before. So repeat the same thing for the other side, the second side of the triangular shape. So repeat it. Make sure you reverse your machine where the belt enters through the leather so it doesn't pull off easily while carrying the load. So now we are done with our bag handle. The next thing is to take the back part of your bag. So when you take the back part of your bag, take your leather, fold it into two equal halves like you see me doing here. So you notch it at the center, both at the base part and at the upper part. This is so that you get the mid point of your leather. So do the same thing for the upper part. So place it on your lining. So now we are going to be fixing our bag handle on our leather. You might decide to sew this round for easy sewing for you, but I can do it without sewing it down. But if you are doing yours, you might decide to sew it down. So I'm just going to be placing my bag handle on it together with the best that we carry it if you want to hang your bag. So just cut like 6 inches belt to put at the middle of your bag. So that's what you use to hang your bag when you want to hang it. So put it at the middle, you can see. So you know we already know where our midpoint is. So that's where you will be putting it and you sew it. Both the handle and the small bits, you sew everything all through. So put the small bits, the 6 inches bits you cut. So you know you are going to be folding it into two. So it forms something that can be easy to hang. So you are done with this. Make sure you revise your machine as well, so that when using the bag hand to carry your load, it doesn't pull off easily. So the down part, you are going to be measuring 1 inch to the upper part, and that's where you are going to be putting your triangular shape that you cut out that carries the belt. So you put it and you sew it down, just like you see me doing here. When you are sewing, make sure the belt that is inside the triangular shape is facing upward like this, my own. So repeat the same thing for the other side as well. While sewing on your leather, make sure you are using your machine oil for easy sewing. So if you are new to this channel, we already learned how to cut this bag, but the link to the video will be in the description. So check the description on this video to have access to the first training on how to cut this particular school bag. So repeat the same thing for the other side. So we are done with that. The next thing to do now is to fix our cord. So fixing cord is normally not easy for most people, but I'm going to make it as simple as possible in this video. So look at what I'm trying to show you here. We have the rounded shape on our cord and we have the flat side of our cord. So there's a thin line that goes in between the rounded shape and the flat shape. So that's where you are going to be placing your machine to sew. And while sewing, make sure you are not rushing. Once you take your time to sew your cord, you will be able to get something perfect. Just take your time, make sure you are following that line. If you are sewing and you notice that you've started to digress, then go back and correct yourself. It's really easy, you just have to take your time. So you can see me trying to sew it here. So, and when you are sewing, make sure you follow the shape of your bag. The shape of your bag. It's very, very essential. The cord is supposed to be at the tip of your leather. It should align together with where your leather ends. So you can see. You see, my machine seems to miss, to digress, so I'm trying to go back on track and continue. So if you digress, make sure to correct yourself on time and continue in that manner. This part might be hard to sew, just take your time. When sewing, make sure you are not rushing. Don't rush. That's the only way to get a perfect sewing, to get the perfect bag. So you don't have to rush at all. You see, I seem to miss a line over there as well, so I went back to correct myself. Until you are through with your sewing. So while you are about to finish, make you just cut your cord where you started. When you started your cord, just cut it. The cords should align, they should kiss each other. Make sure it's not overlaying over each other, they should kiss. So after cutting your cord, you are going to be cutting a small leather to cover it up for finishing. Just cut something small, a small pieces, then put it under the cord where the two cord ends. So, and cover it over it. You put it under the two cords and use it to cover it back, then you sew on it. You can see. So this is what we will have. So we are through with the back part of our school bag. What we are going to do now is to trim any excesses, maybe lining or anything. You trim out the excesses and move on to the next part. So right now we are done with this. The next thing we will be doing is the gusset of our school bag. So here for the gusset, you take all you need for your gusset is your zip cloth and your zip head with the leather hand lining you've already cut. So take the upper part, we divided the upper part into two equal half. Take one part and the lining and put your zip over your leather. So you put the front part of your zip on the front part of your leather and put your lining at the back. Your zip will be on top of your leather, then your lining will cover it, so you don't mistake it. You can see how I'm doing it. Just take your time and place your lining on it like that. It's really easy. So after setting it properly, just place it on your machine and sew it down. Sew it all through. Make sure that your lining, zip and your leather they all align together. So sew it all through. And when you are sewing your zip on your gusset, make sure like that you leave like a inch allowance before you start sewing. You leave a inch of your zip cloth before you start sewing. So you leave an inch of your zip cloth at the down part as well. It should be excess than your leather. So that's why we are doing that. So when you are fixing your zip head, it will be easy for you to fix. That's the reason why we are leaving that excesses. So after sewing it, you turn your lining and leather inside out like you see me doing it here, and you top stitch. So just top stitch all through, so it's done in a straight line. So just follow how I'm doing mine. It's not hard at all. So you take the other parts of your of the upper part of your gusset and do the same thing like you did for the first part. So place your leather on your zip cloth and use your lining to cover it. Then sew it down. I'm sewing on the lining part because it's always easy to sew on the lining part. It won't be dragging your leather. When I'm sewing on my leather, I might need to be using my machine oil. So this is what I have. You turn it out as well and top stitch all through. So the next thing is to fix our zip head. Many people do have issue with zip head, so just follow how I'm going to do it. Open your zip cloth into two. If you check your zip head, you will see that it has it is in form of a nose. It has two opening. So one opening will go into one zip side and the other opening, the other side of the zip will enter into it. So follow what I'm trying to do. So you put one of the zip in one hole, then you take the other side of the zip and put it in the other hole. So after putting it in the hole, use your finger to hold the zip cloth down. So it will be easy for you to pull your zip head. So just pull after holding it down. You see? So you are going to be repeating the same thing for the other side as well, since we are using two zip head. You will be fixing the other zip from the other side, so they are going to be kissing after fixing it. Just repeat the same thing. Put one side of the zip in one hole, use your hand to hold it down and zip. And when zipping, make sure that your zip should be flat. It should not be bulging out. One side should not be bulging out while the other side is flat. If you notice that, make sure you redo it. That's why I'm trying to redo it here, so you see how it is being done. You can see how I now have something that's aligned, that is flat. None of the side is bulging at all. So the next thing is to take the you trim the excess lining off. After trimming your excess lining, you sew it down so it won't be moving around anyhow. So take the base part of your gusset, the other side, that's the base part. So you place the leather on your front part. Leather will be facing leather, just like you see me doing it here. The leather of the upper part will be facing the leather of the base part, while the lining, you now put the lining from the back. Just watch what I'm doing. You see, I'm adding my lining from the underneath, from the back. So it's just that, so that you can have a neat finishing. That's why we are doing it that way. So you are going to be stitching it together. What the allowance you will be using while joining this part is 1/2 inch, just so like 1/2 inch at both side. So you can see I'm only using 1/2 inch. So you repeat the same thing for the other side as well. Put your leather on the leather and your lining on the base and stitch it. Use 1/2 inch allowance. So after this, you turn it out. You are going to be, you see how I'm turning mine. Just turn it out. So after turning it out, you are going to be top stitching where the base join with the upper part of the gusset. So when you get to the zip area, make sure the place where we fix our zip, make sure you top stitch so your zip doesn't pull off while using it. Do the same thing for the other side as well. So after this, you are going to be sewing your lining down so it stay in one place. So each side down, both side. So repeat the same thing for the other side. After sewing it down, cut any excess lining that you have. So the next thing to do now is where you join the upper part of your gusset to the base part, align it together with the other side, align it together like this, and use it to trace it to the upper part to get the midpoint of your gusset. So you are going to notch it. You are going to trace it to the down part as well and notch it. That way you get this the midpoint of your gusset, so that this is so that your bag won't be bending. You won't have something that is not straight after making your bag. You repeat the same thing for the other side as well. So we are done with the gusset as well. The next thing is, now this is where the work is, the front part of the bag. That's why I want it to be the last part we are going to be doing. So what we need for this is our cartoon character, taping, cord, zip clothes, zip head, and I will be making use of tappeta, pink tappeta, to cover my cord. If you don't have a pink tappeta, you can make use of your belt. If you have a belt that is the same color with what you've been using, then you use your belt to cover your cord. So what I'm going to be doing now is the leather that we've cut, I'm going to be joining it with the lining. So the lining stays in place without moving around. When sewing on your leather, don't forget to use your machine oil. It's very important because your machine might be pushing your leather if you don't apply your machine oil. That's the reason why it's advisable you always use your machine oil. So just sew it round. So the next thing is just sew everything. This part as well, the inner part that we cut, so it's done as well. So after sewing everything, you take your cartoon character. This is where cartoon character is going to be. So you place it on the leather. If your cartoon character is smaller than your leather, like I'm having here, you make sure that your cartoon character is at the middle. So whatever it is left at one part of the leather should be the same thing that is left at the other part as well. Just make sure that your cartoon character falls at the middle of the leather and sew it round. You can always use your hand to trace your leather. It's easy to, I don't want a case where I will be sewing nonsense at the frontal part. That's why I'm trying to sew in at the cartoon part. So you can always use your hand to trace where your leather is so you don't overdo it. So you follow through the shape of your leather. You are going to be following the shape of your leather. So after sewing everything, you trim the excess cartoon character out. So this is what you should have. The next thing is to cord your bag. We are going to apply cord to this piece. So I'm going to be cutting 1 inch tappeta to cover my cord. Just measure 1 inch and cut it out. So this is the real thing. You fold your tappeta into two and place your cord at the middle. So your cord will be falling at the middle. So but when you want to cord your this part of your bag, make sure that your cord doesn't reach the extreme edge. Leave like 1/2 inch tappeta to be at the top before your cord enters. So when you want to sew the other part to join this part, it won't be too hard for you to sew. So place it on your machine and sew it round. So when you are about to finish it as well, you are going to be leaving that 1/2 inch allowance as well. So your cord will not reach the last part of the tappeta. You leave like 1/2 inch difference. So we are done with this. The next thing is to fix your zip clothes. Leave like 1 inch zip clothes XX before you start sewing it on your leather, just like you see me doing it here. Leave like 1 inch at the down part like that. So you place it on your machine and sew. When you are sewing, make sure you don't sew on your cord. Use your hand to trace your cord to know where to sew on. So after sewing it finish, leave another 1 inch x-axis as well before you cut it out. So after that, you are going to be taping it all around. So you tape where you can easily see your zip cloth so that your cord won't be covering your zip cloth. So it won't be hard to zip that way. So just sew it round. I'm trying to capture all of these because I know there might be some people that are not conversant with how to make bags. So I'm trying to capture everything so you get to know how it is being done. So just tape everything all around and you are done with that part. So if you are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe to get notified whenever a video is being dropped. So we have this already. Just open your zip cloth. So the other half you opened from this part, you are going to be fixing it on the other part that we removed that part from. If you could remember, we removed that part, we put our cartoon character from this part we are sewing our zip cloth on. So just sew your zip cloth all around. After that, trim out the excess lining. So the next thing is to fix your zip head. And when fixing your zip head, make sure that this inner part you are trying to pull in, it should be straight. It should be straight. Don't let it be bending at all. So after that, we are going to be putting our cord at the base part. You are going to be following the shape of your leather. You know the shape of our leather is somehow curved at the base. So you are going to be following that shape when applying your cord. And you know, when you cover your cord with your tapeter, leave like ½ inch allowance before you put your cord, so that when you are sewing it to your when you are joining the other cord, it will be easy for you to sew. It won't be too hard. Just take your time when sewing it, especially at that place that there is cord. You know, you are placing another cord. That's the reason why I said you should leave that ½ inch allowance when putting your cord, so that it will be easy for you to join the other cord to it. That's just the reason. So we are done with this. The next thing is to join the down part of this, our front part. So your leather will be on the leather side and you put your lining at the base. Put your leather on top and your lining at the base. So you are going to be following the shape as well when you are sewing it. Just try and see what I'm trying to do here very well. You are going to be following the shape. Just take your time, don't rush. So I'm trying to maneuver on the cord part. We have two cord already, so it might not be too easy. And we have to follow the shape so as to get that shape we want. You see, as I'm turning it, I'm trying to follow the shape. So you should do the same thing as well. That's why I don't want to forward the video too much so you understand what I'm trying to do. So make sure you top stitch at the zipper part so your zip won't pull off while zipping it. Students, they can rough and do things. So pull it out. You can see what we have already. We already have the shape that we want. So join your leather and your lining together, sew it down. When sewing on your leather, remember to apply your machine oil. So I'm trying to see if it's the same size with the back part. So after that, you fold your leather into two to get the midpoint as well, just like we did for the back part and the gusset. And make sure it's aligned properly for you to get your midpoint exactly. So notch it, both the upper part and the down part. So the next thing now is to fix our cord on our leather. So cover your cord with, if you are using your belt, cover it with your belt. And if you are using tappeta like I am, cover it with your tappeta, or even if you are using your leather, cover it. So, and you might even decide not to cover your own cord. There's nothing bad in that. So sew each round like we did for the other one, but there's a mistake on this bag. I'm supposed to have cut a lining for this part of this leather so that it's going to be the demarcation between the main body panel and this side, so it won't be entering each other. So I'm going to cut a lining for it now and cut it together like you see me doing here. So before you start applying your cord, cut your lining. You can join it together before now applying your cord like I'm doing now. So cut it all round. After you put your cord all through, then our front part is ready. All you need to do is there to trim the excess lining off, and we will be going to join the gusset to the main body panel. So we are through with this. You can now see that it has a demarcation. It's not entering the other side again. So that's the essence of that lining. So the next thing now is to fix our back gusset. You remember the center of our bag and that of our corset that we notch. So you are going to be placing the notching over each other, and so you can stitch the top side, you stitch it a little bit, then you remove it, then you go to the base part of your bag as well, put the notching against each other and sew it round. The reason why I did it this way is that I want the center to align perfectly. I don't want it in a case whereby the one part will be bending or something like that. So I want a straight back. The center should align perfectly well. So I'm going to sew everything all through like you see me doing here. Once you are done, you repeat the same process for the back part of your school bag. So you take the notch area, place it against each other, then sew it a little bit at the top, go to the base part, repeat the same thing, take the notching against each other and sew all around. So that's it. After joining the back part, you are done with your bag already. The next thing is finishing, just to tape your school bag to give it a neat finishing. Though many people don't normally tape their school bag inside, but it is advisable. It makes your work neat. So trim the excess lining and take your taping, cover your taping with your bag and tape it all through like we've been taping our bag before. So tape it all through, repeat the same thing for the other side as well, and your bag is ready. The next thing is to turn your bag inside out and see the beauty you've created. So look out for the beauty we are creating. So right now we are done with the taping of one part, then you go to the other side as well and tape it all around. So once you are done with that, you are going to be turning your bag outside. So we are through. Now just open your zip and turn your bag out. So when you are turning your bag out, make sure you put all the corner, you use your hand to pull everything out. So nowhere will be hiding. Everything should turn out perfectly well. So this is the beauty you've created. You can see how beautiful this is. So make sure you recreate this. It's a very beautiful bag and it's an hot cake. So the next thing is to fix our bag adjuster. So this is our bag adjuster. Cut a little bit of like 5 inches, put it inside your adjuster and fix it. Just like you see me doing here. Just look at it very well. It's very easy to get. So put it on your leather and sew it down. Once you are done with with this part, you do the same thing with the other and as well. If at this stage you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you subscribe to this channel as there will be more of this type of training recently. So make sure you subscribe so you get notified whenever a new training is being dropped. And don't forget to give this video a like and do where to drop a comment as well. So once you are done with this part, do the same thing for the other hand as well. So we are done. That's it. See you all in the next class. Thank